That is exactly where I planned on opening the session, though, for the record.
Open up on Gladier's guts, just spread all over the ground and being picked up by carrion.
Fantastic. Yeah, you like splat on the ground and just one of those goat people come over and start rolling in your blood.
Well,
No, because if Gladier dies, I'm gonna be pissed because we could have got 200 gold for him, or soul coins.
You guys missed out. At least we got his purse.
that's too funny. All right. Well, I'm ready to roll with this recap if you guys are. I imagine Logos will join us shortly. Boom! As I said it, he popped into the chat. It's like I'm a fucking psychic or something. All right, so let's get this underway. We'll start off with a recap. Last session began in the comfort of Blade's magical mansion, with the party freshly rested and prepping for what was to come. The party quickly returns to the Nine Hells, cashes in their deal with the devil, and find passage downward to the lower levels, which involves traveling downward on the back of a devilish creature that was basically a stone slab with insectoid-like legs. As they traveled deep into the black abyss, down a sheer cliff wall, rock and stone soon gave way to flesh and sinew. The platform creature's sharp claws began to draw blood on the walls as it walked, causing this tunnel they were in to shudder and shake, soon revealing that the party was more in a digestive tract of some kind rather than a dark, dank cave. A pool of acid slowly begins rising as the platform devil stops moving. As the acid rises, it brings with it the souls of the damned, tormented to be eternally dissolved. Some of which notice the party and begin scaling the walls to reach them, calling out for gold and food and clothes, their resources, even their flesh. The party hesitates, unsure of what to do next, and the platform devil begins burrowing into the wall, attempting to leave them behind. So spells were cast and attempts were made to stop it from doing so. In the end, it was a combination of Blade's magic and Locris's might that stopped the creature, and through a combination of infernal and abyssal, Locris was able to deduce that safety from the rising pool of acid was somewhere through the flesh wall. The party burrows through the flesh wall, only to find themselves clinging to the exterior of a massive worm within a raging storm within a forest of massive writhing worms. Through skill, finesse, and luck, most of the party was able to cling to the beast's hide despite its writhing and the intense storm. Gladier, however, was not so lucky, and his massive form, hit by a gust of hurricane-strength winds, was blown off the creature and out of sight. And that is where we are now. So, Gladier, you find yourself being hurled about by this storm. This storm is essentially just kind of ragdolling you. Sometimes the storm seems to be behind you, working with gravity, sending you flying downward at great rates of speed, and then everything will change. It'll come from a different direction, and suddenly you're being blown sideways through the air, and for hundreds of yards, and then it changes again, and you're actually being blown up. You're being pulled upward, not downward somehow, and then everything releases, and you begin to fall as the rain beats on your face, stinging, and you sail downward in this raging storm. I'm going to say, go ahead and give me a perception check.
So this will go well.
Right.
Let's see.
How about kicking a man while he's down?
Seriously.
So with my shield, I get advantage on perception checks. Is this storm crazy enough that I would potentially lose? Because why not just fuck myself? Would I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm screwing myself over. Would I still be holding on to my shield?
Yeah, I'd say you've held on to all your equipment, for sure.
Okay. I started talking. I was like halfway through the sentence. I was like, "Why am I saying these things that could potentially make my life harder?" Okay, that's great. A great second roll. The first one I rolled an 8, and I have a +1 to perception. But the second roll I rolled a 17, so that's an 18 perception, which is pretty damn good for Glader, honestly.
It is pretty damn good. However, it doesn't quite cut the cake here. What you don't see, or you do see at the last minute, you don't actually have time to react, but you see the ground. As it approaches,
Jesus.
you see it looks to be this pummeling, drenching rain looks to be hitting a thick mud, and you hit the ground with a thud. You take 83 points of bludgeoning damage as you do so.
Oh, okay. It's
This
not as
fresh,
far as
really.
far of a fall as I thought it would be. Okay, yeah, that still hurt.
As you hit this mud, you are knocked prone, and you begin slowly sinking immediately. You have a few seconds. What do you do?
Oh shit. Um, uh,
So it's pummeling you. The rain is pummeling you, and though you hit hard on this surface feels like it is more liquid than land, and you begin to sink.
um, can I glance around real quick to see if I see any sort of solid ground?
Yeah, go ahead and give me another perception check.
11, and another 17, so 18 again.
I'm going to say as you look around and the storm's just beating down, you don't see anything near you that looks to be more or less solid. As like a red bolt of lightning cracks off in the distance, you can see that there are more of these giant worm-like creatures around, but none of them in your immediate vicinity. The closest one is half a mile, probably.
Oh, great. Oh, fuck. Because I do have a. Last week I kind of fucked up. Because I used my reaction to try and grab onto people and things as I was blowing away, but I forgot that I have a. Well, spell scroll is an action anyway, so I wouldn't, or bonus action. So I wouldn't have been able to do it, but I used all my shit to try and grab onto things. But I do have a spell scroll of Misty Step, so I can teleport somewhere 30 feet away. I just don't know what direction would be better. Um, do I see the wall, like the cliff flesh wall that I just fell off of? Is that
So the flesh
anywhere
wall
close
that
by?
you just kind of fell out of was one of these worm-like creatures, and you do not seem to be near any of them at the moment.
All right. I mean, I think that's my only fucking move. I don't really have
Okay,
anything.
go ahead and give me an athletics check as you begin to tread this, try to stay above this mud as it begins to kind of pull you downward.
All right. Yeah, so I'll roll that, and then I'm gonna pick out the closest fucking worm and just misty step 30 feet closer, at least maybe get myself a little bit closer. It's a 24 athletics.
Okay, yeah, you definitely pick a direction, kind of focusing, waiting for these lightning cracks to kind of reveal through the storm where these worm-like creatures are, and you give yourself a bit of a head start with a misty step. With a 24, you are able to kind of keep yourself from sinking, but the mud is thick, and while you can kind of sort of make your way in their direction, you immediately get the sense that this might be futile because you are using most of your strength to not be pulled under. It is very difficult to move, even with a high athletics. You're getting maybe like 1 foot per minute. At this rate, it would take you several hours to get to where you need to be.
Uh, uh, Sorry, looking through my spells.
I'm going to say go ahead and give me, we're going to call it a con save to see how much endurance you can maintain. How long can you keep
Okay.
yourself above this mud?
All right, Constitution save is +8. It's a 19.
19 total?
Yeah, 19 total.
Okay, yeah, you're doing a decent job. You kind of feel the strain, but you manage to keep yourself afloat as you head in the direction of one of these giant worms.
Oh, wait. I don't know how awful this mud is, but I have freedom of movement. So, 4th level spell. Put the language in there in the chat. But I think you would try to cast freedom of movement on myself to see how much that helps me move through this mud. I don't know how viscous this fucking fleshy worm hell spawn mud is.
I'll say unaffected by difficult terrain is the key word there for sure. You by casting this spell, this thick viscous mud becomes infinitely less so. It is more like water, and you find yourself able to kind of swim normally.
All right, yeah. So yeah, I guess I'll just start fucking and like pick
What's the
the
duration of this spell?
1 hour.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
Uh, so he would just I don't even have any sort of message, anything. So yeah, he would start just making his way towards the closest
Okay. Sorry, guys.
disgusting
Give
worm.
me just a second. I have somebody knocking at the door. I'll be right back.
I have a magic carpet. Blade has a flying horse. I have Logus and Locris have the fly spell, and Gladier's the one out there on his own.
I even I used to have um, summon greater steed just just in cases, but then we came to the hells, and I'm like, I'm not gonna need that, and so I haven't had summon greater steed.
Well, you just leveled up.
Yeah.
Throw it back
wait,
in your
what?
spells list.
Sounds like a great time for Gabrielter to make an appearance.
Yeah, right.
Let's go. I start summoning him
Oh,
on
I
the side
didn't
of
get
his
any
worm.
more. I didn't get any extra spells with my level 19 level. That's stupid.
I know I got like absolutely nothing special.
Yeah, I literally just got the ability score or feat. Nothing else. I don't even know if I got an extra. I think I actually got one more 5th level. Yeah, I got a 5th level spell slot and the feat. Because I only had one 5th level. Now I have 2.
All right.
I'm
Okay.
kicking myself now for that meta magic. Thing is sick.
All right. So, Gladier, you are swimming towards this giant worm off in the distance, one of many. And we are going to cut back to the rest of the party. So, a lot of you are clinging to the outside of one of these massive worms. It's writhing, the storm is beating down upon you. You guys are being drenched in rain. This weird red lightning cracks off in the distance occasionally. A lot of you are just clinging to this worm, and you, as far as you can see, upward and downward. I mean, visibility is only about 100 feet or so, and aside from that, just the storm kind of overtakes everything. But aside from Renwick and Logos being kind of tied together, Locris and Blade, you guys are just kind of free hanging. But yeah, the lot of you are just barely hanging on as this creature writhes. So as you guys are close enough that you could like shout and holler and hear one another during this intense storm. But tell me kind of how you guys proceed.
Real quick, can I say one more thing that Glader does?
For sure, for
Just
sure.
really fast. So I have those little stone like wizards and sorcerers towers that I got. I can't even remember when, but the small wizards tower. At night, the tower shines as if affected by the light spell. Would this be considered night? Is it like an
Yeah,
eternal night in this place?
yeah. I would consider it night here.
All right, yeah. So he would pull that out and just kind of hold up the this little tower in his hand to try and maybe have some sort of beacon. So it's just the light spell. So I'll check the range on that for, I think it's like 30 feet or 60 feet.
Okay, yeah,
But
that makes sense. That's
that's it.
smart.
That's all he's doing.
Okay, for sure. As you go about that, the rest of the party, tell me kind of how you proceed, currently clinging to the outside of this massive worm.
I imagine Renwick probably has taken like a dagger out and just jammed it into the like tough hide of the worm, so he has kind of an anchor point. And he just calls out like, "Any of you fuckers see where we're supposed to go? There's no point in getting the lizard if we can't figure out what the next step is."
Did we see which way Gladio went?
Well, you can see the light in the distance. He's pretty far down though. It took a bit of a spill, but there's movement. He's alive. Logus, can't you turn into something big enough to pick his ass up and fly him back up here? Or maybe figure out where the fuck we're supposed to go. Can't
I
hold on to
mean,
these worms much
do
longer.
we do we want to go down there? I mean, we're not exactly sure what's down there. I mean, Gladio was a good friend, but I'm not trying to die for him.
You're
Well, I
right,
suppose it'd
Logos.
be one less person to help you find your fucking dad while we're down here. And he
And
happens
this
to be the
worm,
only one that's decent at healing.
and this worm is could be taking us straight to my dad. Man, we don't know.
Logus has a good point, and I think this is what Gladia would want.
Well, if I'm being honest, I mean, I'm morally a little bit ambiguous. So he was a good friend, but if we can't get to him, we can't get to him. That being said, where the fuck do we even go?
I say we stay on the worm for a little bit, see where it takes us. Maybe we can jump to another worm, or even steer the worm. Maybe we get to the head, see what's happening.
Is it possible that since we were inside of a worm and we came out of the worm, if we go in a different worm, perhaps that's the pathway to the next place? Sean, can we see anything from up here, or like make any sort of like check to try to determine where we even attempt to go from here? Because all I can picture right now is just a writhing mass of worms in a muddy pit.
Yeah, go ahead and give me perception checks as you guys kind of look out towards the horizon.
24.
I'll say with a 24, occasionally when this a bolt of this red lightning cracks off, you can see appears to be like the silhouette of these other worm-like creatures, but they're massive. You know, they look to be several hundred feet in length, and you don't really see what they're going into or coming out of. And in fact, they don't seem to be really moving. They just seem to be like writhing. But with a 24, you do notice, not next to your particular, the worm you are on, but one adjacent to you guys, you do see a small orb of light making its way towards one of these worms. You can assume that's probably Gladier, but you can't make out any details. He's a speck of light in the distance.
All right. Yeah, Renwick takes a long sigh as he looks down at that light and he goes, if I'm being honest, boys, I'm gonna have a hard time leaving him. And to be fair, we don't really know where to go next. As far as I'm concerned, we might as well just get ourselves eaten by another worm and see where it takes us.
Well, look, I understand. Okay, Blade, should we climb up the wall?
Yeah, let's move forward. No.
We're not going to get very far without the only person that happens to be particularly holy. And Renwick's gonna kind of like jimmy his dagger a little bit to where it's a little bit um, like closer to the tip of the blade that's sticking in, and start to try to use it to slide down the worm. I guess we're gonna try to get Gladier. We don't know where else to go anyway, so we might as well not leave our friend to die.
Okay.
Unless anybody else has a better idea. Renwick's gonna start sliding down.
I'll be like, hold on, not Gladia, Renwick. Maybe we can use this. And Blade will pull out a scroll. It'll be of a feather fall.
How many people does that work on?
It's actually good. I forgot what that is.
What are you using?
I think it's Featherfall is
Featherfall.
self-targeted, or like one target. So one of us could use it. So Renwick would like to make a sleight of hand check to snatch it out of his hand and activate it and jump off the worm.
Locris, being embarrassed by you people, going to cast Fly on himself, Renwick, and Logus, knowing that Blade has a flying horse. Or donkey.
I could turn into a bird if you want to hold on to that. I can probably carry Renwick and Blade for sure. Probably all three of us. Up to DM discretion if I go to a giant eagle.
Yeah, Locris would drop giant form in that case.
I was gonna say, I think I had to check my notes, but I think Locris is in giant form. But yeah, if you're willing to drop form, I'm gonna say it will Nah, I'm gonna need a strength check against this wind with that heavy of a load. We're gonna. I would make a strength check to see if you're able to carry all of them using eagle stats.
Oh my god. I'm using Eagle stats. I don't even have that ready.
Oh, sorry. I can pop that up real quick. Give me a sec. Uh, um.
I'm looking at a +3. Giant Eagle, large beast.
Okay, yeah. I'm just pulling up the D Beyond like wiki or whatever. Yep, that's what it looks like. No, no. Oh, that's a small one. Never mind. Keep on going. You're a large eagle, correct?
I rolled a 5.
Oof. Yeah, with a 5, despite try as you might, you fall. You load up your party and you go to take flight, and the weight combined with the hurricane force winds is too much. All four of you plummet.
As stated previously, I would like to try to sleight of hand that feather fall scroll.
As a reaction, Locris would cast Fly on Renwick and Blade and himself.
I was gonna say, could I try to stabilize and shed some weight? Just
I'll
drop
say
my
if
friends.
Locris will burn the spell slot, a lot of you find yourselves flying, and though the storm kind of kicks you around here and there, and it is absolutely difficult to fly. You guys get this the sense that especially Logos, because you're actually using an animal form. This is not something that is sustainable. There are winds that blow you up, down, left, right, off course. They occasionally knock your ass over tea kettle. It is your ability to fly that kind of keeps you upright. But even being able to fly, this is like a difficult terrain almost for flying. But yeah, now that you guys are kind of airborne, you kind of descend, and as you sail across this storm, you see that this merciless storm is just beating down on this muddy terrain. And as you guys kind of get close, you see Gladier kind of lit up by a light spell off in the distance, and he is swimming towards one of these large worm-like creatures. As Gladier kind of arrives and is able to kind of grab onto it and take a breath, you guys kind of arrive at the base of this worm as well. So, party reunited. Tell me how you proceed.
Can I scare him not knowing that I've turned into a giant eagle? Can I just come out of the air and snatch him up?
I'm gonna say, give me a strength check as you dive bomb and grab Gladier out of this thick mud. You go to pluck him
My
out of the
brothers.
mud, and you stick in it. For whatever reason, Gladier is swimming through it like it's water. It is very much not water. It is thick, viscous mud, and the rain beating down on top of it. You stick into it, and not only do you stick into it, you slowly begin to sink.
I will drop. I will drop my wall tape and cast freedom of movement.
The the spell kicks in, and the thick, viscous mud seems more like water during the duration of this spell.
Hey, Gladiator, did I scare you?
Uh, oh, when the hell did you get here? I didn't. It too loud. All this wind. I didn't even see you until just now, actually. What are you doing here? How'd you get here? Did you fall too? I fell.
We flew.
Oh, well, I was just heading towards that worm over there because I had no idea where I was going and I just started sinking. Uh, yeah. How close are we now to
Let's say
this
you've
next
arrived. Like
giant worm?
you have like an arm hold on one of the scales of this giant worm, and so does Logos. So you guys aren't actively sinking, but it's mostly due to the freedom of movement spell. It is kind of a thick, viscous liquid. It is very hard to tread.
Oh, right. I don't think I have anything to help me climb. Yeah, I don't have any sort of climbing gear or anything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Glader's just, I guess, gonna turn to Logos and be like, so, where's everyone else?
They're all hovering, like 10, 15 feet above you guys.
Glader does not see.
That tracks.
Passive perception of 11.
Should be 9, whatever.
All right, should we just start? I don't know, climbing. You used to you grew up in trees. You could probably climb this thing, no problem.
Could Blade have Archie fly around and see if like there's anything nearby?
Yeah, I'll say you could have Archie do a bit of scouting. As difficult it is for Archie to kind of maneuver in this intense kind of storm. Go ahead and give me a perception check for a perception or investigation check for Archie. You guys see this like ethereal blue bird just take off. This little owl.
All right. Perception. Um, and with his keen hearing and sight, he's got advantage.
Nice, nice. Is he still in owl form?
Yeah. Just throw a crab out into the mud.
Yeah, with the 12, I'll say Archie having difficulty kind of maneuvering makes his way up and up and up and up and up, kind of circling this worm you guys have kind of found yourself at the base of. And nothing in particular. As far as he makes his way up, it's just this wriggling, writhing worm in this sea of mud with other wriggling, writhing worms spaced out half mile, full mile apart. And yeah, he doesn't gather much. The storm's too intense.
Doesn't look like found anything. We just tried blasting our way back in.
Well, I mean, I guess that's. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, we got nothing else. Just a bunch of worms and this fucking mud.
Hmm.
Well, boys,
All right.
Hmm.
do we want to pick a worm and fly inside of it? Count ourselves lucky that we don't have to go in through its asshole.
I mean, yeah, that sounds good. If we can avoid the assholes, that's fine with me.
Oh, I don't know because I mean, it seemed that the worm that we were in was a dead end. That it was gonna kill us in its acid. I mean, I don't really see what another one will do.
Well, it sort of acted like a portal. I mean, I'm not really seeing where else to go. It's a mud pit. We can't see very far. It's not like we see a door or a wall or anything in the distance, really. So, what else do? We can only fly around for what, maybe an hour?
Mm,
Can Logan make a perception check? Just down here, seeing what if he sees anything.
Yeah, what are you looking for in particular?
Or any sign of anything other than these worms that could be of interest.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
We're looking at a 29 total.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. As you look around and the intense wind and the various scaled worms that are just kind of writhing about, and every once in a while this red lightning will strike off in the distance. But as far as you see, you guys are aside from the worms, you guys are like the only organic thing around. As you kind of watch these creatures move, it doesn't seem like they're like traveling. These, they just seem to wriggle in place for whatever reason. You do notice that the red lightning will occasionally strike one of these worms. It seems to glance off its kind of scaly hide. You notice that this red lightning occasionally strikes a large portion of the mud, and briefly, the mud will like solidify around the area of the lightning strike, and then be pulled under. Like the solid part of it will be pulled beneath. But aside from that, you don't see much. It's just this writhing storm and worms.
With that check, or would you need me to roll something else? Is there anything? Can I ascertain if there's any difference in the worms? Like, do they have different markings or look about them, or are they all pretty much the same?
I'm gonna say with a perception check like that, they look pretty much the same. But how about give me an insight check?
27 total.
So you're not sure what, which side is heads or tails, but from what you can gather about worms on the material plane, this many worms, this size, this kind of viscous mud you guys are all swimming about in. Well, a couple of you are. This viscous mud is for sure a waste product of these worms.
You sure it's not mud? Egg lay deer. We're swimming in shit.
I think later takes a moment to process that, and it's just like, oh hell no! And then he just fucking um, takes out his sword and like a or dagger or something. He just starts trying to like stab at this worm and climb up out of the shit.
Okay, give me an athletics check as you try to make your way out of the muck.
And Renwick flies down and at a safe distance, but where they can hear me. He'll just call out and be like, "Do you think that perhaps when the lightning strikes, we have to get on the sort of platform it makes? It seems to sink into the ground. We're trying to get lower. Perhaps that's the way down."
But that's not a bad idea. But as long as I'm out of this shit, then do we have to go back in the shit? I really don't want to swim in shit again.
Well, if it's operating like quicksand, I don't think down is where you want to go. At least not that route. It could be very suffocating.
I mean, it's a little bit of a long shot, and I might be asking a lot of Archie, but I could see if he would be willing to go into the muck, and I could kind of walk my way, into his vision and see what happens. Just a thought.
I mean, it'd be safer than sending one of ourselves to test it out, so we can bring Archie back. It's a lot harder to bring one of us back.
Especially when there's not a body to bring back. I kind of need the body.
Blade's gonna just kind of turn to Archie on his sitting on his shoulder, and Archie probably looks at him and kind of cocks his head to the side like owls do, and he's like, I hate to ask this of you. Then I kind of look at the mud.
Shit.
Shit. Um, I promise this might be the last thing you'd have to do for me. And I guess we'll see. Just maybe for flavor, I'll have him change into a crab, and I'll kind of throw him into the shit pile and let him sink.
Okay, yeah. You toss Archie out and you let him sink. And he disappears beneath the surface of this rippling, rained on muck, shite. And after a time, you warg into Archie's view, and a radically familiar scene, Blade. Archie is in Arnold Manor. Archie is in your childhood bedroom, sitting on your bed.
Blade is like, as he's kind of doing this like vision, you could imagine him just kind of like his eyes are maybe like white, and he's just in the zone. He'll just say, "That's impossible." No. Um, yeah, and I guess could Archie like maybe like pinch like the sheets and like see if it's like real, or
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check for Archie.
I can't imagine a crab's investigation would be good. Oh, actually, is it if it's like something like that, does it use my score if I'm looking through them, or is it still the
I'm gonna
uh,
say you and Archie have a bond, but the mud has pulled him too far away for you to like use your ability score. This would be just Archie
okay?
kind of curiously poking around. You can see through his eyes, but you can't give him commands at this point. I like that gif. That's perfect. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Ooh, not very That's intelligence, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Investigation. That's a big old -5.
Oh.
I mean, it's hard to tell, without being able to really ask him to do specific things. Archie just seems content to climb underneath your covers, and he's just kind of clicking and clacking underneath the covers on your bed.
I guess I'm going to probably break my sight, my warg vision, and just maybe like temporarily dismiss him.
Okay, yeah. He vanishes.
This is incredibly strange, but Archie went down and he was in my old home. That can be possible, right?
I mean, there's giant worms and we're swimming in their shit. I would say anything's possible.
Locus has a
That's
fair point. I don't know. My gut tells me we've got to just sink through it, but I can't guarantee any results. I mean, what? Look at where we're at. There's nothing to guarantee here. It's a toss up, and Renwick's gonna start scouting out, like, I guess the lightning, and try to catch a platform that's close enough that he can try to get to it before it sinks fully.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. Go ahead and I'll let you choose either an athletics or acrobatics check to try to fight your way through the storm to get to one of these platforms that is every once in a while created by one of these lightning strikes.
All right, I'll test out my new die. And that's a 6, but I have reliable talent, so it's automatically a 10 for a 27.
Yeah, I'll say it takes an attempt or two, but you've finally time it up, and especially combined with the flying ability, you land on this platform and it slowly descends. This muck, kind of thick and viscous, slowly surrounds you, and if you choose not to fight, swallows you whole.
Yeah, I, I'm gonna choose not to fight. Now I'm really worried I made a wrong call.
Okay, you guys see Renwick's antics. You guys watch Renwick use one of these platforms and kind of descend into the mud. The storm rages, the worms wriggle. What do you guys do?
Um, I don't know what the meaning of it all is, but I mean, I'm sure it's probably going down as tied to one of our memories of, or something. I can't imagine he'll land in my mana.
Well, I mean, if I don't know, I guess if Renwick is going in, I'll follow. Can't let the little guy go alone, right? Might as well risk it for the biscuit.
No. Shall we hold hands going into the mud?
I mean, dear, I will be completely honest. The rest of us were fully prepared to just continue on and leave you down here. I thought you were dead, to be honest. But Renwick's the one who really couldn't let you go. So you kind of owe it to him.
Locust would say you guys talk too much and would follow Renwick down.
Okay, you
Great.
also succumb to the mud as it slowly drags you under. Renwick and Locris are gone.
I guess Blade will follow.
Glader's gonna pat Logos on the back and then jump in.
Never left this shit. I'm still just chilling in here. So I will follow them.
He didn't climb that high up. He's like literally just his feet are over the
Are you
shit,
about to
and so he just like,
cannonball into the shit?
I mean, whether he cannonballs or not, like even if he just jumps in, there's no way he doesn't make a big splash. I'm like 500 pounds worth like of metal and gear and dragonborn. You're not. There's no way you're not getting splashed with shit.
Well, maybe. I mean, if you make an acrobatics check to position your body to perfectly dive to where you break the surface tension,
Oh
and
no,
you
he wouldn't do
do.
all that. No,
I don't
that's too
know,
much
man. I
effort.
feel like it's like that substance where like when you hit it fast, it's hard, but if you lay your hand on it, you slowly sink. So it depends
Uh,
on how thick this shit is.
yeah, he would just hop on in.
Logos would go under before Gladius cannonballs into the shit.
All right. As all of you have elected to be consumed by this mud, everybody, let's start this out by rolling initiative. I need to know in which
Oh boy, oh
order
boy.
do I slay you.
Are we fighting the
Initiative
shit? Is the
advantage.
shit sentient?
You guys are in the Golgothan's
I
butthole.
It's Aloysius' butthole.
I'm rolling so many 17s tonight. I got 4 and 18. I got another 18. And then +1 to initiative because I'm not dexterous.
Okay, 18.
Orion fucking hates me today, dude. I'm rolling like garbage.
I beat Locust in initiative. Yeah.
Everybody's happy with me tonight.
What are you looking at, Renwick? 27. Very nice. What the fuck?
I got a +10 and I rolled in at 17 with my new see-through die. I'm taking a chance on it. I rolled like 5 or 6 test rolls before we started playing, and all of them were sub 10. And I was like, you know what? It can't always roll sub 10, right?
Just when it counts.
Okay, so, Renwick, you are consumed by this mud, and everything eventually goes black. You feel yourself being pulled downward, but hearing, seeing, breathing, it all becomes difficult, and you pass out. You come to consciousness. Your eyes snap open, and you look around, and you are standing in line. There is a vast line of what appears to be damned souls, as far as you can see in front of you and behind you. But this line of people is standing on a bridge-like platform. This bridge-like platform is about 150 feet or so off the ground, and below it is bubbling pools of lava, just molten rock. As you look around, you see as far as you can see in either direction. This line continues. You're like in the middle, It seems to be heading towards the center of this very massive cave-like room. But there is like this giant, like hundreds of feet tall demon. It looks very pig like. It has small wings and hair, but it stands knee deep in this pool of lava, and it looks to be like inspecting this line of damned souls. Every once in a while, he seems to like remove one from the line, and up above him are these pulleys. There look to be pulleys and chains going in several directions across the ceiling of this room. And every once in a while, he will take someone or something out of line, fiddle with it a bit, and then connect it to one of these chains, and then move the chain down a little bit. It looks very much like a butcher shop of horrors. There seems to be, several, like dozens of beings hanging by their legs from these chains, and the line slowly marches forward. You see, here, I'll send a pic of the kind of monster that you're looking at. You also see a lot of these like devilish type of creatures flying about, wings and pitchforks as they kind of torment this line of people. They occasionally fly down and poke them with these pitchforks and laugh and fly away. But they seem to be, keeping the line in line. Most of these damned souls act like zombies or drones. So what do you do in this moment, Renwick?
So I don't see basically any other way through this. Like the line is moving forward. I'm on kind of a narrow bridge. Doesn't really look like there's a way to go back. Uh, can I discern why they're picking certain souls at all?
Go ahead and give me a perception or an insight check. Your call.
26.
So the massive demon in the center of the room, standing in this lava, fiddling with this line, it looks like it resembles an assembly line. He picks one up. He uses his exceptionally razor sharp thumbnail, because these beings that he's picking up easily fit in his hand. And he skins them with his thumbnail. He throws the body, discards it as if it were peanut shells, tosses it over his shoulder into the pool of lava, and clips the skin carefully to one of the many chains and pulleys hanging above his head. And as he does so, he slowly moves the chain along, and clearing up space for the next. But he seems to just be randomly, as the line slowly marches forward, he seems to be randomly just kind of plucking out whoever's right in front of him and skinning them right there.
All right. I guess I'm gonna keep moving forward with the line. And as I get close, you said there's other guards around, so it doesn't seem like hiding is really an option. So I guess I'm just gonna slowly trudge forward with this line.
Okay, yeah, as you kind of shuffle forward, it's a slow moving process, but you do realize that at the end of this platform, kind of where this massive devil is doing some of the skinning, not too far beyond him is just an end to this bridge. And those who are not skinned seem to not have any um, like survival instincts or anything. They willingly take the step off of the bridge into the pool of lava below. I'll say, go ahead and give me another perception check there, Renwick.
This is in
Oh,
initiative, right? I can't get in on that.
Yeah, this is still initiative. Let me give me
That's a
one final perception check.
nat one, but thank fuck for being a halfling. That is 17 for a 30.
I will say, with a 30, you notice, that in the many directions that these chains and pulleys seem to go, some of them just disappear. Small grooves cut into the wall, roughly in the shape and size of the hanging skin. These chained skins are going somewhere. You're not sure where, but somewhere. All right, we're gonna move down from there to Locris. Locris, similar set of circumstance. The mud takes you, it's kind of blinding and deafening, and it becomes difficult to breathe, and eventually you pass out. You awake, shivering, cold all around you. As your eyes snap open, a sea of white in all directions. Snow, ice, a bit of a blizzard, and some biting cold. Now, typically, you would be resistant to cold. However, Hellfrost tends to ignore resistances, and what really jolts you out of your unconscious state is pain. You take 4 points of cold damage, not reduced, unfortunately, even though you have resistance. 4 points of cold damage is what wakes you, and you just are in this frozen tundra. As far as you can see, in every direction, just dunes and dunes of snow and ice. The chill begins to set in immediately. What do you do?
all right. Uh, Based upon my research, would I know anything about where I may have ended up?
I'll say give me a history check with advantage.
Whew, thank God for advantage. Uh, 3 is a plus 4. 21.
I'll say you're unsure as to like what layer of hell this is, but you know that there is a frozen layer in the nine hells. You know that you specifically so cold that it actually burns, and this particular level of hell has a lot to deal with pain, both causing it and receiving it, I guess.
Knowing that the others were behind me, I think Lokris would first pull out whatever blanketing he has and try to warm up little bit, and then would wait for up to 5 minutes to see if anybody else showed up.
Yeah, after even despite the thickest furs and wrapping yourself up in them, it does not seem to help the biting cold here. And despite that, after 5 minutes, there are no signs of your allies. Just the blistering wind and burning cold.
You said that I see nothing but just dunes of white, like I'm on the planet Hoth.
Correct. Snow and ice as far as you can see in all directions.
Then I guess I just pick a direction at random and start walking.
All right, go ahead and give me a perception check as you begin traversing this realm.
Exceptions. 19.
So you see several, pillars of ice, just jagged natural formations, and as you begin making your way through this frozen hellscape, you notice that inside some of these crystals of ice seem to be people, frozen, stuck eternally, damned souls rather. Some of them watch you pass. Their eyes flick to you despite being encased in ice. Some of them, these are clearly some of the damned souls you've kind of been seeing, reoccurring theme. Some of them look to be half eaten, as if something was gnawing upon the ice and just kind of took a limb or a head or everything from the waist up, some of them the waist down. They look to be forever tormented as you make your way through the plane.
Okay. Yeah, I'd just be watching for any creatures that are doing the biting and looking to see if he could find anywhere that he might be able to escape at least briefly from the cold and wind and maybe set up a small camp.
Okay, give me one more perception check as you kind of keep an eye out for danger, but also try to find a place to block some of this wind and maybe set up camp.
Dirty 20 on that one.
Yeah, there seems to be, it's almost like a small grouping of these damned souls seems to create just enough of a wall to give you a little bit of a barrier. Still stinging cold, but not quite as windy. But yeah, still quite uncomfortable as you kind of begin to take the process to make a bit of camp near this ice wall of individuals.
Yeah, pretty much I'm just putting up, trying to make an extra barrier, a blanket, tarp, whatever, and get a small fire going. Like he doesn't plan on sleeping, just trying to figure out his next move since I have no idea where I'm going.
Okay, for sure. And as you set up camp, we move to Gladier. Gladier, similar circumstance. The being sucked into the mud eventually causes you to fall unconscious, and when your eyes open, you can't believe them. You're almost awestruck. You stand in rolling fields of gold coins. Like you're obviously still in like a massive cave, but as far as you can see in every direction, it's just treasure. There's rolling mounds of gold coins and various trinkets. There's chests, there's chalices, there's crowns, there's chairs, there's everything you could think of. And as you kind of take it in and look around, you see there are people here shuffling amongst the great dunes of gold. They, once again, these kind of damned souls, they shuffle about lost, confused, and some of them dig and hoard at this treasure and are digging for something, and though they don't know what, you don't know what. It's here, I know it. It's here as they dig deeper and deeper into this hoard of treasure, and many of these damned souls that you see in all directions seem to have worked their hands to nubs. Most of them are just bloody nubs from having constantly burrowed into this, never-ending gold pile, seeking something. As you kind of look around, this cave is well lit, And like I said, as far as you can see in all directions are not only these rolling hills of gold, but these creatures. And they're all different sizes. Some of them are halfling size, some of them are human size. Others, kind of off in the distance, are giant sized. And they all seem to be lost. They all seem to be looking for something. Something that might not even be there.
Oh, wait. Um, can I? Uh, fuck. Can I make some sort of check um, to see if this is like a real plane or some sort of illusion? Like, am I actually in this physical place, or is this some sort of like illusion, or I don't know, like spell or something that we're under, or I am under?
I'll say there's a multitude of checks here. I'll allow an arcana check, insight check, a knowledge history check, or a knowledge religion check. But what skill you choose depends on what information I divulge.
All right, so it's Arcana, Insight, History, or Religion.
Correct.
Okay, Arcana's my best. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm just doing one quick last scan of spells to make sure. Yeah, I don't think there's. Wait, nope, attack roll saving throw. Yeah, I think I'm going to. Yeah, so yeah, he's just gonna kind of spins around in a circle real quick, a little overwhelmed. Like 1 second, he's sinking through a sea of shit, and the next, he's in this giant cave filled with treasure and people digging through treasure. So he just kind of takes a deep breath, gets down into like a kneeling position, and is gonna kind of center himself and try and do that Arcana check to see if this is some sort of like illusion or charmed or something of that sort. And that is a fucking garbage roll. That's a 10. I have a plus
Yep.
6, but I rolled a fucking 4.
As far as you can tell, the theme, the damned souls, the rummaging through this treasure. It seems very hell-like. The bits of cave you can see. Yeah, for what you can tell, this all seems very real. Just another layer of the nine hells.
Alright, that case. What would that have check have been? What would you count that as?
Insight?
Action or bonus action?
Oh, oh,
The Arcana?
oh, Arcana. Yeah, we'll say that could be like a bonus.
Okay, bonus action. So for action, yeah. Well, I know it can't be charmed, so probably not that. God, I don't even have like find creature or anything. I don't know where my buddies are. I think he would. I just walk up to the closest person, humanoid, that was digging around, and just be like, "Hey, where the hell are we?"
It is an elven man who has dug through the treasure so much that his hands are little more than bloody nubs. And as you
Ooh.
approach, his head snaps into your direction. He says, "That's mine. You have it. Give it back. Give it back now. I know you have it."
Oh, whoa. What? I don't have anything yours. What are you talking about?
Liar.
I just got
Give it
you.
to me. He throws himself at you and makes an attempt to strangle you. Give me an opposed athletics check. You can make it with
Oh,
advantage on account of he doesn't have hands.
oppose athletics. All right. First roll is a 27. Second roll is a 28.
He comes at you hard with a 13, and you easily fend him off as he begins to cry out, "He's taking it! He's taking it! Give it back!" He begins flailing around, just throwing an absolute fit. He is not hard to subdue, but his flailing and wriggling seems to have caught the attention of others on the horizon, and they call out, "He has it? It's mine! No, it's mine!" And several individuals off in the distance begin surfing seas of gold, making their way to you.
Well, shit. All right. Well, I'm guessing it's probably doing all that was all my steps that I could do.
Okay. Moving on down to Logos. Logos, same situation. The mud briefly renders you unconscious, and when you come to, a horrific scene is all around you. You're in a place that looks like Nightwood, but it is all aflame. You're in this burning forest, and as you look, not only are the trees falling and burning, but woodland creatures scurry. Squirrels and deer and birds, they're all aflame. They all don't know what to do or where to go. They scatter, and you just see flame and torment in this burning forest. It looks familiar. It looks like Nightwood, a particular spot in Nightwood, the place where you last saw your father. You look onward and you see, not too far away, what looks to be a stone structure, and you recognize it immediately. It's the Temple of Farlong, the god of roads, the temple you guys journeyed to in your homeland. Or it was. The building itself seems to be set ablaze. It seems to be more ruins and definitely desecrated. As you look on, you see a couple of flying demons or devils with chains in between the two of them. They drag what you know as a Pegasus, this white horse with flapping rings. They drag it against its will to this stone hut. And as they hold it steady, a man exits this like stone temple, this desecrated temple, and it is a man you recognize. It is your father. And as he steps out onto this scene, without even recognizing you, without even acknowledging you, he grabs hold of the wings of this Pegasus. The two devils that brought it in fly off, scurry as if afraid. Your father takes hold of these wings of the Pegasus and breaks them. The wings snap and blood spurts, and he rips them off of this majestic beast. Flame consumes the animal, and what was once white is now sheer black. Fiery mane, the horse begins to breathe fire. You've witnessed this devil version of your father turn a Pegasus into a nightmare. He smacks the now black flaming horse on the ass, and it gallops off into the flaming wood. He looks at you, his eyes completely void, nothing but black smoke, and he calls out, "You should not have come here, son."
Can I make a? I'm guessing an insight check. Is this like really my dad, or is this some kind of fuckery?
Yeah, hit me with that insight check.
Mm. D&D Beyond is being much more generous. 28 total.
With a 28 total insight check, you get that this is very much whatever is left of your father. He's got these like sickly black veins, these dark, smoking eyes. He has very much been transformed into a devil. Spikes begin to grow from his back and arms. He says, "Shouldn't have come here, son."
You left me no choice. I've told you when you would step through that portal that I'd come looking for you.
He opens one hand, and in a fiery blast, a sleek ebony black bow just appears in his hand. "You can still leave. You can still run."
I told you I'm not leaving without you, Dad. And he'll take his bow off his back as well.
Okay. As you guys kind of initiate an old Wild West like stare down. Anything in particular you'd like to do in this moment?
Uh, I would like to ready an action that if he shoots, I want to try to shoot the arrow that he shoots out of the air.
Ooh, okay, yeah. As you
Like I want to make it that I'm not backing down, but I'm also not trying to hurt him.
Okay, okay. He sighs. "I have to do what they say here. It's the law, and the law of the Nine Hells will be upheld." He knocks the bow. He doesn't even take an arrow, and the bow is stringless. He just pulls back as if there was an arrow, and an arrow of fire appears in the bow. And yeah, he knocks the arrow and aims it your direction.
I know how the hells work. I know you can't stop them, but you can tell me how I can fix this. And I'll do the same. I don't have a cool bow like that. I just I did, I think at one point had have a bow like that. But I'll just pull out a regular I have radiant arrows that I got from the gnomes. So I'll lock in one of those.
Okay, for sure. As you prep for this duel with your father, let's quickly roll down an initiative. Blade Silverstring. You find yourself in your childhood bedroom. You're at home, but it's dark. Like more than normal dark. Like there's no moon or starlight coming in from the window. There's no lights on in the home. Dark. And your door is shut. And as you kind of come to, a similar situation, the mud knocks you unconscious and you come to in your childhood bedroom. You look around and you hear footsteps traveling quickly. Tap, 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 tap. Someone bursts into your bedroom door and slams the door behind them. Ruth, your old handmaid, or if you will, she throws herself against the door as if bracing it from something. And she hits her knees, holding the door shut in front of her, and she begins to mumble a prayer.
Yeah, I guess Blade would kind of jump up out of, or like roll out of his bed or wherever he landed and just kind of maybe, so something's like hit, like pushing from the other side.
She looks to be trying to brace the door.
The Blade will come up and just be like, Ruth, what are you doing here?
She immediately flinches and clings to an amulet at her chest, and she looks terrified. Her back to the door. She stares at you wide-eyed. She says, Blaine? Blaine, why are you here? What is this? No, you you can't be here. And as she says that, loud walking steps, boom, boom, that just like ripple through the entire house, hit the hallway outside. And something is traveling down the hallway towards your room. She panics even further. No, you have to leave. You have to go. She rips a chain off of herself. She looks at it, thinking twice for a moment, and thrusts it upon you. Here, a modicum of protection, maybe. Don it quickly. And as the footsteps, boom, boom, get closer to the door, they stop. She fully stands up and braces herself. She is leaning heavily into the door, and the door, as if it's being knocked upon, with a loud burst. It just boom, and it almost flies open. And she, at the last second, heaves her body up against it and manages to keep it closed. She struggles. She's sweating. She's using all of her strength to hold this door closed. What do you do in this moment?
I guess Blade will, yeah, don that. You said it was like a pendant or like a necklace?
It's like a gold chain with a pendant upon it.
Chain. Um, so if I go to like run over to like my window, can I like look outside and see if it's like that's all normal or if it's different?
Go ahead and give me.
Aside from the light.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
30?
I'll say with a 30, it looks very similar to your property that you were raised at, but it's off. All of the trees are dead. All of the grass is dead. The fountains are broken. The hedge maze looks to be a black, bristly briar patch, so that you're not familiar with. Off in the distance, all of the hills seem to be burning. With a 30, you notice as soon as you don that necklace, it becomes a little too tight. And as you look over, Ruth's body becomes rigid. She stops pressing against the door. She stands up unnaturally and turns to you, uh, creaking and cracking. Her neck and limbs seem to pop as she does so, and she smiles. An evil, devilish smile. A smile far too wide for Ruth's face, full of teeth, as this toothy maw kind of stretches across her face. Her eyes go dark, and she says, "Ah, good little boy. I'm glad you're finally listening." And with that, she opens the door, and it is a doppelganger. Someone or something similar. It looks just like Ruth, except for with a toothy maw and dark, smoking eyes. And as they both kind of look at you, like, been waiting a while for this. Time for your chores and a bit of punishment for you too.
Oh, fuck.
Blade, as you kind of begin to say anything, the necklace tightens even tighter and begins choking you. For all intensive purposes, you cannot speak.
Hmm. Well, that's really not good.
All right. Anything you'd like to do in this moment, Blade?
Um,
Crying is a free action, just so you know.
oh shit. Can I see if the um like window is open like in my room, like if I can get out?
Yeah, go
Maybe
ahead.
like back up and like kind of move my hands behind me to like try to lift the window.
Yeah, go ahead and give me. I guess you're trying to be stealthy, so give me like a sleight of hand check as you try to open this window.
Oh, sleight of hand, you said?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that is not good. Can I also, for knowing the outcome of this thing, use my kind of self-inspire myself? Actually,
I'll say,
can
can you do it without vocalizing?
yeah, that just realized that. Let me check. I don't think I can, to be honest with you. Um,
You might be able to
no, I don't
strum a
think so.
lute or something to give yourself some inspo. I didn't know how if it specifically stated the how.
No, I don't think so, unless it's treated differently. Peerless skill. When you make an ability check, you can expend one of Arctic inspiration, then add number to the check. Oh, I mean, I don't know if it's like if that's separate though. It allows me to use one bardic inspiration die.
Yeah, and your bardic inspiration says music. So yeah, you could strum.
Yeah,
I think they
Yeah.
do that for people who want to do like stand-up comedian bards who don't want to embarrass by singing.
I guess I'll try it out.
Yeah, if you manage to strum a lute or something, I'll give you the inspo. Go ahead and add
Oh
that to
my
your
god!
12.
Great one.
They seize you as soon as you go to touch the window. You have a Ruth on either side, and they are strong. They grab one of them grabs each arm, and they lift you off your feet. You're coming with us, child. Such a fresh child. And they begin marching you out of your room.
Fuck.
All right. We're going to go back to the top of the round and we're going to try to speed run this round here. Renwick, you have movement, you have an action, you have a bonus action. So tell me what you do in this situation. You kind of have stayed in line. You are now very close to the center. You are 3, maybe 4 people away from the last person who just gets plucked by this massive demon. As you watch him kind of focus, almost like he's whittling, but again, he's using a razor sharp claw to skin one of these humanoids. Tosses the humanoid over the shoulder into the pit of lava and clips it ever so gently to this chain and pulley system he's got going on. So, what do you do in this moment?
I would like to use elegant maneuver to use my bonus action to give myself advantage on my next acrobatics or athletics check that I can make on the same turn, and then use my action and movement to try to jump to one of these hooks, preferably stealthily if I can. And I guess I'm gonna try to ride one of the hooks around because I sure as shit don't want to jump into the magma.
Okay, first things first, give me a stealth check.
All right. I got my boots of elvenkind. Oh, that's a nat 20. For 37, I think. Yeah, 37.
Very nice. Okay, so go ahead and give me that acrobatics check to make your way up to this. So, how do you propose getting to this chain? I will say this beast is pretty tall, but it's probably 30 feet above you.
Hmm. Would you allow me to make another stealth check if I tried to use the good old fashioned decanter of endless water and whisper geyser like I did way back in the day in the sand pit? Because I think it launches me 30 feet if I point it at the ground and jump.
I will allow it as long as you realize you're essentially sacrificing this item. You're leaving it behind to do this.
That seems fair. I Yeah, I don't see another good way to get 30 feet out to this hook. So I'm gonna stare at it for a long second and then look at this line getting shorter and shorter. And he just says, "Oh, you've been kind to me." And he points it at the ground and says, "Geyser," and aims himself toward one of the hooks.
Okay, yeah. You blast off towards one of the hooks. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
That is a 17 for 34.
Easily done. You launch yourself up into the air and grab onto this chain. This demon fella here. Go ahead and give me that second stealth check.
That is a 24. Or would that actually did my boots of Elvenkind work for this too? Uh yeah, advantage on stealth checks. Which it's still a 24.
Okay, yeah. You you know, despite you time it right, you know, there's these flying devils kind of tormenting those who are in line, and you wait until this giant devil that's doing all the skinning is really kind of focused, and you make it up to this chain unnoticed by any of the flying devils or this giant devil. Where do you go from here?
Are the chains like sort of on a conveyor, or is it like they're manually moving them?
They are on pulleys, but it's like being manually moved. Like every once in a while, he's only moving it like, you know, an arm's distance at a time. Every time he clips a fresh skin to it, it does
Hmm.
lead several hundred yards across this pit into like a essentially a hole in the wall. You're unsure as to where it goes.
Okay. And it goes to either side? Like the chain runs across and there's, I guess, like an entrance and exit type situation?
Yes, but there's more than just one chain pulley. There looks to be like a dozen, and a dozen of them kind of they crisscross here and there, but they all seem to be going in different directions, and they all enter different walls, different holes in the various, you know, cave walls.
I mean, there's bridge to magma or climb through one of these holes, so I guess I'm gonna start just using the chain to try to get through one of the holes and get out of here. I don't really see another exit.
Okay, yeah. You stealthily make your way, you know, kind of down the chain, bobbing and weaving, kind of using these big hooks to kind of hide yourself from the nearby flying devils and this massive devil that's just kind of skinning these damned souls as you make your way towards this hole in the wall. Moving on down, Locris. You have kind of set up a bit of a camp, despite you know, being fairly windy and cold. You know, using some supplies you brought with you, you do manage to get a fire going, but it is hard to keep it going. You've got it going once or twice, and the snow and the wind seem to, you know, blow it out. For now, it is going, but it won't last long. So, in a bit of a as best of the bad situation as you can make it, tell me kind of what are you doing in this moment?
Yeah, he would have just used that as an opportunity to actually take the time to look around, try to think, do I see here anything that gives me a general direction that I should try to aim myself towards?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
17.
I'll say as you look around, it's almost off-putting. You know, it's just this white in every direction. These rolling, you know, a sea of snow and ice. But right next to you, sharing your camp, an insectoid, a devil that seems to be very insect-like. A hard blue carapace, large bulbous yellow eyes, a cross between a mantis and an ant. Its mandibles kind of chitter as it looks at you. It's just sitting there in your camp, staring at you.
I would just look at him and say in Infernal, do you know how to get to Nielo Goth? I have an appointment with him and I'm running a little late.
As you say the word Naologoth, lightning rips through the sky. The earth shakes, and the devil kind of quivers in front of you. Once this moment passes, it looks back to you and cocks its head. Curious. Go ahead and give me an intelligence saving throw.
15.
Memories flooding back. Not great ones. Memories you had previously relieved yourself of. Memories that you lost or gave away in the Feywild. Memories of elves in the Brightwood being, well, stuck up twats. They discriminated against you and your family. You see yourself as a small child, your family's struggling. You see the burden that having a small child in this type of setting can be. And this creature seems to be probing your mind, seeking out even memories that you no longer were aware of. And it's quite painful. You take 30 points of psychic damage.
Ouch. I
I'll say you still have
guess.
like movement and action.
How far away is he from me?
Right in your camp, 5 feet maybe.
Alright, yep, he would Hexblade's curse and swing on the bitch.
Okay, great. Give me an attack roll.
So, 16 on the first hit and 24 on the second.
Both hit.
Okay, so that's first one going to be a 6. No, wrong die. Yeah, 6 for my. No, I'm not using that one. I'll get there. Fucking A. Alright. 3 plus 7 is 10 plus my proficiency. 15 on the first hit, since I got the Hexblade's curse on him. And that's radiant damage.
Okay, excellent, excellent.
And 3 plus 7, 10. Let me just double check. I can't remember if it's once per turn or both hits. In bonus, the damage rolls regardless. So that's another 15 of radiant damage, and I'm gonna use the strength that I picked up for an additional 6 points of radiant damage, and he has to make his strength save DC 15 or is knocked prone.
No need for the DC. You just smash into this creature and it explodes. It explodes into shards of ice in every direction, and it explodes with such ferocity. It does 6 points of cold damage to you. Cold damage that is not resisted or ignores your resistance, as it is a hellish frost. Just the creature falls to the ground, in various pieces of ice. And as you kind of focus up and look, The creature doesn't seem to really be anything but ice. There's no flesh. There's no carapace. It looks like you just smashed a ice crystal. No blood, no guts, ice.
Then I would chug a superior healing potion, pick a direction, and just head out since don't know where to go.
Okay, okay. Moving on down, Gladir. Several of these various damned souls begin making their way in your direction, calling out, "He's got it! I need it! I must have it back! How dare he!"
Uh, mm, can I look around to see if there's any sort of exit or like I don't know? Can I just do a quick cursory glance around to see if there's any escape?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Okay. 12 for 13 on the first die. 13.
With a 13, I will say, of the, you don't see any exit in your immediate vicinity. And of those descending upon you, one of them is big, like giant size, 10 feet or so. And as they begin marching in your direction over these, seas of gold, they look towards other people who are, smaller humanoids, kind of heading towards you. And they look and they're like, "No, he's mine." And they reach out and grab one of these smaller humanoids and just swallow them whole. Gloop. And then it happens again. Same creature, this bigger creature sees another humanoid kind of racing towards you. Says, "No, it's mine," and grabs it and tears the creature in half and just kind of absorbs through the skin. And as you kind of look, this creature is humanoid as it's marching towards you, but there are many faces that seem to like roll around on its skin as if they're trying to break out but just can't. And as this creature lumbers up to you, a flash of recognition. It is the Silver Queen. Seems to have absorbed many damned souls. And as you recognize her, she recognizes you. She calls out, You've taken everything from me. I know you have it. I know you have it." And she begins a full-on sprint in your direction.
Oh,
I'm going to say her
okay.
movement takes her, even a full dash, her movement takes to within, she's still 30 feet away, but she is full dead sprint in your direction. You see her like giant, she's like 10 feet tall. She retains her facial features, but like out of her neck and chest and arms and legs seem to be like faces and hands trying to push their ways out, but just cannot seem to.
Ooh. Um, okay, well, I know she's dead. So he's gonna do his paladin reflexes kick in, um, and he's gonna channel divinity. Well, how close is she?
30 feet.
Oh, perfect. That's exactly where she needs to be. Um, yeah, channel divinity, turn unholy, So as an action, I can censure fiends and undead. Each fiend or undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw, DC 19. On a failure, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
That is a natural 3 on my end. Let me roll.
Aha, she doesn't have a plus 16 to wisdom, does she?
No, not even close.
Nice. All right, yeah, so she's turned. So she has to spend all of her movements and to move away from me. And the only action she can take is a dash action to get further away from me.
Okay. It seems she's used all her movement for this turn to get to you, but your prowess seems to affect a lot of the smaller creatures who are coming your way as well. They turn tail and begin fleeing rather than charging you directly.
Okay, so that's an action. Oh, God. I have no idea what to do. I'm so lost. Okay. And you said there was no exits in sight?
Yeah, nothing in your immediate vicinity. Just several towering piles of gold coins and trinkets.
What was the next level down that we were going to? Because we started on lust, and then was greed the next one down? What I can't remember what we said the next one down was.
Go ahead and give me a religion check or history check.
Yeah. Um. Well, they're both 0. So, okay. 15 religion.
With a 15 religion, you are not sure what level of the hells you are on, but the theme of this hell seems to be jealousy. So it's one of the deeper ones.
Okay. I have an idea of what she wants from me, but I don't know if I want to give it to her. Jealousy.
Jealousy, envy. You see people like off in the distance attacking each other, beating each other to death with their nubs, bloodied from digging through the treasure, seeking something, and you see a lot of soul on soul violence down here.
Um, do the other, because she has, this is the Silver Queen, the big one that's coming towards me, or at least has the appearance of. Do the other souls around me have appearance of silver dragonborns as well, or is it just kind of like a hodgepodge mix of? Because there was the elf guy that I first talked to, so it's just kind of like a mixture of different races and whatever.
Yeah, it seems to be like that. There's halflings,
Okay.
gnomes, humans, dragonborns, etc. Some of them are large. There's, like the Silver Queen. Others are even bigger than she is, like actual legitimate like giants that have been damned to this area of the hells.
Uh, okay, greed or envy, jealousy. I have something they want. But they're all different people that I don't know except one. I'm racking my brain. I can't think of anything. Um,
I'll remind you, you are very hurt from that fall.
yeah, I'm going to use my action. I can do this. Bought myself some time. A minute. I bought myself 1 minute with that channel divinity. Yeah, I'm gonna take a superior healing potion with my bonus action, so I'll roll it out. Um, I bought myself a little bit of time with the Channel Divinity. Bonus action, heal. Fucking God, you stump us on a lot of riddles, but like this one, I literally have fucking no clue. Life left his movement. I guess I'll. Can I just climb to the highest hill of gold coins just to have a height advantage? I have 40 feet of movement, so like, however, if that gets me somewhere, just to get a little bit of height advantage, because I literally can't take fucking else to do right now.
Okay, yeah. You take your 40 feet of movement and make your way up one of these piles of coins to get a better vantage point for sure.
Yeah, I guess that's my turn. I'm a confused little dragon.
All right. As we move on down to Logos. Logos, your father just full blown begins peeling arrows out, one after another, after another, after another. I'm gonna make some attack rolls real quick. Let's see here. I got a 22 and a 23 on the first two arrows, a 18 on the third, and he's going to use a bonus action ability to fire a fourth. 18 on that one as well. So I think 2 hits.
Yeah, 2 hit, 2 miss.
All right, 2 hits.
With my ready to action, was I able to shoot one of the ones that was going to hit me out of the air?
Yeah, let's see if you could do it. I'm gonna put the AC to hit a flying arrow coming at you at 25. So you gotta crack a 25 armor class. And that's gonna for sure be one of your attacks of your standard action.
Oh yeah. Uh,
So what did you roll?
a 30 total.
Okay. And you have more than one attack, correct?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll allow you to use your second attack to shoot the second arrow as well. So you shot the first one down. Second one's coming flying at you.
Mm. This one's a 20.
Not quite enough. Impressive that you knocked the first one down to begin with, but the second arrow lands true, and it seems to be made of some sort of unholy flame. You take a total of plus the modifier 15 total fire damage.
How much was it again?
15 total. Your father slowly begins walking towards you. I'll say you guys are probably 60 feet apart at this point. And yeah, he slowly begins walking towards you, closing the gap while getting ready to knock more arrows. So I'm gonna say your standard action was used shooting those arrows down. I think. Do you have a third attack? I mean, you might.
I have 4 attacks on the opening silo, so I still have 2 more attacks
Okay.
technically.
So you could take your 2 more attacks, but you've technically spent your standard action engaging using those attacks. So You can't use your standard action for anything other than to complete those attacks. But you do still have a bonus and movement.
Let me ask you something, Father. Is there any hope in saving you?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check there, Logos. And roll good. Or else. No.
Damn, I'm fucking slow. Well, well, let me ask you, since I'm his son, can I do it with advantage?
I'm going to say not in this circumstance, no. Why? What'd you roll? Another
That's
one?
a two. Two, no bonus.
Oh, straight up two. You're met with silence. He says nothing. He just shakes his head as a single black tear kind of falls out of his smoking eyes. And he knocks an arrow and takes aim once again. So you still got a bit of movement and a bonus action. Anything in particular?
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, your mic glitched out there for a second, it looks like.
I had my connection just went wonky as hell. Oh, I know it's kind of a far fetched, but like, is there anything? I know Locris did a lot of studying. Is could I maybe do a history check or something that maybe I've heard of something that it's possible to save him, or is he just doomed now?
Go ahead and give me either a history, a religion, or an insight check. They all have different information, though.
Bro, the fucking dice gods hate me today. I rolled a natural one.
Should have drank more than one beer at the Last Hope Tavern. Unfortunately, the environment seems to be overtaking your better judgment, your senses. You're in this burning forest. You hear the pain of the forest creatures as they run about ablaze. And your father seems to be non-responsive, only interested in slaying you.
Wow. Okay, one last check. Can I look around? Is there, I know that you set the forest on fire. Is there anything else here of note, or is it just me and my dad in the stone building place?
I'm gonna say, give me a perception check. Let's see how high we can get your perception. Wait, isn't your passive perception like 30 or some shit?
It's 32 and I rolled a 31, so
Okay, north of 30 is pretty heroic. I'll say, as you kind of look around, this is almost like a mirror image of Nightwood. This is where your father stepped through the portal to hell. This is like a hellish version of your hometown, and you wonder, did he do that? Is the hells just mimic other landscapes, kind of like what you experienced in Shadowfell and the Feywild, or is this like a projection of like it's your father's eternity here, so why wouldn't it not resemble his homeland? You're unsure, but you're pretty confident that this is like a replica of your homeland, though like a hellish one that's been lit ablaze by devils and things.
not sure what else to do. I think dude, I'm so torn. I think Logus would say, I'm not sure what to do, but I know this is hell for you and I can't leave you living like this. And he'll knock one of those radiant arrows and then he'll whisper to his oath bow. Forget the goddamn saying. Hold on. Swift defeat to my enemies with the like tears rolling in his eyes. And then he'll also pump one of the Blood Fury tattoos into it. So he's gonna do radiant damage on this arrow. So that's gonna be a 28 to hit.
Oh, that hits for sure.
And then standard damage is 6. But because it's the oath bow, it's gonna take an extra with the oath bow and the tattoo, he's gonna take an extra 7d6 damage.
Very nice.
We're looking at 23 from the oath bow and the tattoo, which is necrotic damage, if that matters. So we're looking at 29 total from the one arrow. And then as a bonus action, he's going to enter his starry form of the archer and take another shot. And these are going to be just going to be pure radiant damage, and that's a natural 20.
Very
So
nice.
we got 48 plus 5 radiant damage coming. We're looking at another 20 points of damage, pure radiant. So 49 total.
I'll say both arrows land true, and with a burst of radiant energy, both arrows strike him right in the heart as he looks down at his wound and then back to you.
And Logus will stay put and just and that'll be my turn.
Okay, moving on down to Blade. Blade, you have a devilish Ruth on either side of you. They have seized you and they are attempting to drag you out of your bedroom. Go ahead and give me an athletics or acrobatics check to resist the Ruths as they drag you out of your room.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Oh, fuck. I meant to roll it on my other dice, not every. Fuck you, Avray. 19.
I rolled garbage. I got a 2 and a 4. Try as they might, they cannot restrain you. You wriggle free from their grasp. And they call to you, no, 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 little boy, being naughty once again. How many times must we go over this, Blaine?
Oh God. So you said this thing was tightening around my neck. Is there like, can I try to take it off?
Tell me how you try to take it off. It doesn't seem to come off naturally. You tug and pull as you might. There's no clasp. It is tightly around your neck, but it's not coming off through conventional means. So tell me how you would try to remove it.
Hmm. I guess. So there's no give in it. It's just like on my neck.
It's around your neck and it's tight. Not tight enough to stop you from breathing, but tight enough to stop you from speaking. Anytime you go to say a word, it briefly like tenses up and gets a bit tighter. But yeah, so it's there's not a lot of give.
Um. Hmm. I guess Blade is going to try to once again. So they're standing like right in front of the door.
They're essentially kind of blocking your exit. They've corralled you to like a corner of the room, and they look to be trying to seize your person.
Okay. Um. I guess I'm going to probably pull out Old Faithful here. I'm going to kind of Blade's like feeling around on his back and then in his pouch, and he kind of strapped to his side or probably the side of his backpack. One of his instruments is concertina, and I think he's going to kind of play it to kind of maybe have one of the demons start dancing.
Oh, Otto's irresistible dance cast from the item.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. One of them cannot resist a bit of a jig, and as she looks down, she giggles. You always were mischievous. I can't say I hate it. Dancing in hell. The other devil gets annoyed. Quit messing about. Fetch us our prize.
So with that, could I like just have that? I guess I would target it at the one that was maybe like closest to the door. Like I want to see if I can like swing around and try to go through the door.
Yeah. You definitely can. Leaving the immediate area is going to get an opportunity attack, but you can definitely use your movement to get by these ladies and out the door for sure.
Yeah, I think Blade would risk it.
So as duck, bob, and weave to get around these ladies, uh, the one of the Ruths that is not dancing, she reaches out to grasp you. Only it's not the pudgy hand of an old lady. It is more the claws and talons of a devil. And she strikes out at you. Does a 19 hit?
It misses, fortunately for me.
She misses and plunges her claws into the hardwood floor and takes a moment to kind of retrieve her hand. But alas, you scoot around them and make it into the hallway as they call out to you, "No, no, no, dearie. Come with us."
Yeah, I guess with that, Blade would probably just try to make his way probably down and out the front door.
Okay, yeah, you can take your movement as you kind of begin sprinting down this hallway. It's like an exact replica of your home. You know it well, and yeah, you begin making your way towards the front door.
And so that was using the concertina was my action.
I think you still have a bonus action if you'd like.
Hmm. I don't think I can really do anything, to be honest, with the bonus. So yeah, I think Blade will kind of just kind of be running to the door as far as he can get.
Okay, yeah. As you sprint down the hall towards the exit of the Arnold estate. I think this is where we are going to have to. We'll go back to the top of the round, but this is where we're going to put a bookmark in our tale for the time being, fellas.
Ooh.
What circle of hell is face your own nightmares? Jesus
I'm
Christ.
stumped.
Yeah, as am I. Like, I genuinely don't know if I missed something or if I'm supposed to be on these chains. So I'm just glad that I was right and we didn't all suffocate and shit. So I'm gonna take that as a win.
Now, will I find Santa's workshop?
Possibly. But it's hell, so it's going to be, red caps instead of elves.
You'll find Satan's workshop.
Yeah, Santa is just
Satan's
Satan spelled
workshop.
inside out. Everybody knows that.
But that would be the perfect place for me to do my Christmas shopping.
Well, I'm gonna suffocate still and probably be part of a threesome.
You're gonna suffocate during the threesome.
Yep.
I mean, if you gotta go, you gotta go.
I mean,
He said
what a way to go
solid
out.
right away.
I mean,
Yeah.
Blade would have wanted to go out like that.
All circles back to Ruth.
Oh God, and there's two of them. It's perfect. Just oh, so much childhood trauma.
Yeah, it's bad.
I wonder if that's like bonus points or negative points for banging your childhood nanny. I mean, I guess it depends on the nanny.
Well, at this point, she's an old woman too, so I'm not sure if that helps or hurts it.
I think the teeth and long nails are kind of sexy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's Ruth, can they just pop their fangs out like dentures? Gum ya?
Hey, people pay extra for that.
Would that be blunt damage?
Depends on how hard they nub you.
It's hell, probably pretty bad.
It's probably pretty
Fuck's
It's,
bad.
sake.
it's a combo between bludgeoning and piercing, just because claw finger in the butt.
Good
At
lord.
least you know she won't be able to cast any spells.
Yeah.
Jeez.
On equal playing field here.
Good lord.
Yeah, I figured if you couldn't tell, it was just rather than have the party team up through each of the 9 layers of hell, I'm going to make you each do one by yourself. So we'll see what next session brings. Might all 5 of you get back together? Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
Who fucking knows?
Well, I'm intrigued,
I
but I
took-
need to put my ass to bed.
I took your healers away, so you guys have to play a different ball game. But yeah, dudes, keep in touch, man. Let's do this crazy thing again soon. Try not to die over the next week.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. I'll try.
Take it easy, guys.
See ya.
Good night.
Later, guys.
Night, everyone.